All right, so I got to start off by saying I've been watching a lot of Grand Cross YouTubers, and I've seen a few of them start to level up units, and they've made this mistake that drives me absolutely crazy. It really bothers me, and it's a big mistake you definitely don't want to make when it comes to leveling up your units. So I wanted to make this video and get it out there so that you guys can learn and hopefully not make the same mistake. So I want to just show you guys what this is by example. It's actually two separate mistakes. They both kind of have to do with each other, but they both involve leveling up units. So what these mistakes are is it has to do with the actual experience potions. Now, this is something that you do not want to do, especially for units that have like a lower maximum level. So you do not want to do this. And let me click the enhance button. All right, so let's just say, how many of these do we need? 3 of these to max level? All right, 3 potions, max level, right? It seems like it would make sense. No, do not do this. This is a mistake, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, it's a bigger mistake for, like, SR units because they have a lower maximum level. It's a little bit more difficult to do for units that have a slightly higher max level. Like, if I were to, let's just try doing this on Green Merlin here. Alright, so it would be a little bit more difficult to do. Still not what you would want to do. You would not want to use 6 potions here. That is a mistake. Now, the reason why this is a mistake, especially on units that have a lower maximum level, is because you're actually potentially wasting a lot of experience by doing this. Because every time that you use potions on a unit and you click this button here, there is a chance that you get a super success or an ultra success. Now, super success gives you 50% additional experience, and an ultra success gives you 100% additional experience. Now, if you dump all of your potions into a unit and put it at max level right away, you deny yourself that opportunity to get that bonus experience because it just goes to waste. If you hit a super success or an ultra success now, it doesn't even matter because I've already used enough potions to get this guy to max level. In fact, it's actually kind of infuriating, and if you forget or if you've been doing this, and you see this, when you get a unit to max level, now all of a sudden you see the ultra success pop up and you're like, man, that sucks. That's just experience gone to waste. You can plan and prepare the way that you use your potions while leveling up your units so that you really avoid making this mistake. And I've seen plenty of YouTubers just take a unit and they want to get it to max level as soon as possible, so they'll just dump a bunch of potions, even though it'll get to the max level, and that is a big potential experience waste. So what you want to do, and this is the way that I do it as well as the way that I recommend that you guys follow, is first of all, you want to see approximately how many potions it would take to get your unit to the maximum level. Now, of course, for somebody who is max level 50, you could see that it would take more than 6, so it would take probably like 7 or so, if I were to use these potions instead. Now we're looking at 3, but then, you can kind of get a general idea. The only thing that this number is important for is you never want to use more than half of that number of potions. So if it did take, let's just say, 6 of these potions to take Merlin to max level, if it took exactly 6, then I would never want to use more than 3. Now, if it took 4 potions, just pretend that this gets her to max level, right? Then I would never want to use more than 2 potions at a time. And the reason is you want to plan on yourself so that if you do land on that ultra success, you make sure that you take advantage of that additional free experience. If at any point you use more than half the number of potions that it takes to get them to max level, now if you land on an ultra success, you have that chance of denying yourself that free experience. Now, yes, it is true. Ultra successes are rare. Super successes are also, they're not super rare, but they're not extremely common. You could easily go many without hitting them. And sure, maybe it's a little over precautious, but you're really going to feel bad, and it's going to suck when you did realize that you just lost out on a lot of experience. So, I highly recommend going through this strategy right here. That's one way to go about it. Now, here's the other thing, too, that is very important. Another big mistake, and it kind of ties along with this as well. So you have to find a bit of a system to use these two techniques to work together to not only get the most experience, but save yourself the most gold as well. Now, the amount of gold that it actually takes to level up a unit is going to go up as you increase their level, but it only goes up at certain intervals, and that's every 10 levels, for example. So right now, it only uses 600 gold for a potion. It doesn't matter what tier potion as well, which is another reason why high tier potions are considered better, is because you do save gold in addition to getting obviously a lot more experience. But Once I get my Merlin to a higher level, you're going to notice that now it's going to take more gold. So don't do this. I'm just doing this as an example so you can see here. I'm going to get it to level 26. Maybe it'll hit a super success or an ultra success. But now you'll see that we didn't get a super or ultra success, but it's costing more gold. And these numbers will go up every 10 levels. So let's see here. Okay, so I really don't want to land on a super success because I want to get this. Let's see, 4 of these. No, let's do 1. I'm going to use potentially 2 of them. And then I'm going to take it to the level 30 threshold. And you'll see that right now it's still costing 800. Right? Still costing, or 1800, sorry. Alright, let's do 1 more. I want to make sure that if I land on an ultra success, I don't go to level 30. So, again, I'm just doing this for example purposes in the video. If I was leveling up normally, I would never be doing this. This is awfully inefficient. Okay, so we're still at 29, 1800 gold, but now when I cross over to the level 30 threshold, you guys will see that the amount of gold that it takes has now gone up from 1800 to 2400. So it's those level 10 thresholds where the gold amount increases. So not only do you want to make sure that you are not using more than half the number of potions that it takes to get to the max level, so you take advantage of any additional experience that you get from, a possible super success or an ultra success, but you also want to make sure to try to at least plan out the regular successes so that they don't cross over the, level 9 threshold. So you can see here, this would be a 36. This would go over to 40. So that would not be ideal there, and I would try to work around that so that it would stay in the 39 threshold. Now, this is not perfect. Of course, you kind of have to tweak this a little bit depending on the potions you have, the level that your units are, but you want to keep both of these things in mind when it comes up to leveling up your units, not only in terms of not losing out on experience, but also maximizing your gold and not wasting more gold than you have to. I would also highly avoid taking lower level potions and leveling them up in the tavern at King, because you're going to lose a lot of experience. So sure, you'll save some gold, but the amount of experience that you lose, in my opinion, it isn't worth it unless you're really, really tight on gold. So now the last thing that I do want to mention is when the global version first came out, we did have an event that actually did increase the chances of getting a super success and an ultra success. And it even said here, you guys see the event text for shop right now? Well, it said it here above heroes. Now, I have not played JP, so I don't know the complete answer to this, but I'm guessing that that is going to be coming back in the future. So if you're going to be leveling up a bunch of units, I would recommend waiting until that comes back. Again, if people play JP watching this, you guys can confirm or deny this. I would have guessed that they're not just going to have it once at the start of the game. It's probably going to be like a little mini event that comes back every so often. So if you're going to be leveling up a lot of units all at once, I would recommend waiting until one of those events, because they're going to land on those super and ultra successes more and just get more value out of your experience potions. If you're going to level up one unit, though, that's a different story. I wouldn't hold off leveling up one critical unit that you really, really need for your team just to wait for one of those events, because who knows when it's going to come around. But, if you're planning on leveling up a bunch of stuff, probably worth the wait. Save yourself, resources, not having to farm as much as you might normally have to. So, I really wanted to talk about this. I'm sorry if this was a little bit basic for those of you guys who are a bit more advanced or already played JP. I'm sorry if some of you guys watching this already knew this information, but like I said, I've even seen YouTubers do these mistakes that I mentioned in this video, not really talk about it. It drives me crazy, so I wanted to get this information out there. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy this video and you want more like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to leave a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine. And more videos should be popping up on the screen, coming out, a couple days out of the week. I usually upload Grand Cross videos, so definitely keep an eye out. And until next time, thanks again. This is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.